lovely to meet you. I'm Dr. Audrey. You must be. Yes, it's wonderful to finally put a face to that voice that I've been hearing on the phone. Yes, do you want anything to drink before we start? Tea, coffee, water? No? Okay. Oh, you're worried that I'm already making notes. No, I'm just writing your name up and the date and the time. Okay, so this is your first session with a psychologist. You've never been to this kind of therapy before. Okay. Okay, so I just want you to take a deep breath out. Any worries that you might have for this session, just erase them from your mind. I want to make this space as welcoming and accepting as possible. So, we will go as far as you like to go today, or we can stick to the basics. You know, we're not gonna go digging through all of your traumas and memories. Do not worry about that. We will discuss things that are relevant to your situation, so that I get a general idea of where you are right now and where you would like to go. Yes, I hope that eases your mind a little bit. So, if you don't mind, like I said, I'm going to ask you some questions. I also take notes. No, I don't use a computer. I have a screen with me in case I need to check anything, but I take my notes the classic way. Yes. Just so that things keep fresh in my memory. Oh, you can feel free to interrupt me at any time or steer the conversation to where you need to go. Okay. So, in your mind, what brings you here today? What was the first incentive that made you want to go to the therapy? Yes. I see. Okay. And have you ever seen any kind of a counselor for this situation before? You said you've never been to, if you never had a session with a trained psychologist before. Have you had any kind of similar experiences? Okay. What do you remember most about that previous social worker that you had an experience with? What were the things that went right, and what were the things that didn't turn out the way you would have liked to? Okay, no, I understand. Okay. Okay. So, um, sorry, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this question. So, it seems like the biggest issue for you right now is, like you mentioned, your anxiety, your stress, insomnia. Yes. But just accomplishments, positive factors in your life. Maybe it's your family, it's your job, hobbies, whatever it might be, and then we can sort of work our way towards the issues that might be weighing you down, and so on. It can be anything, yes, it can be a pet, just anything that makes you happy, offers you a sense of fulfillment in life. And that as well. Okay, so good. So what I'm hearing is you have quite a few positive factors in your life, which is good. It's always good to have those with us. Now, of course, since you sought out this therapy session, it feels like negative things make you unable to concentrate on the good. So, how does the stress, the anxiety typically make you feel? Does it make you feel like your heart is about to pop out of your chest? Does it make you wary? Does it make you just generally uneasy? Okay, so just unexpectedly it... Okay. Yes. Now, I just want to say that this feeling that you're having right now of being stuck in an unpleasant situation, feeling hopeless and mad about your situation, is completely valid, okay? It is completely valid, and it does not define you as a person, okay? We often feel like being in a bad situation in our life makes us a bad person, you know, who hasn't accomplished anything. However, we should not trust those feelings and instead seek out help to be able to move forward, which is exactly what you have done, and I am very proud of you for that. So, if you had a magic wand and you could change one thing in your life, it can be anything, what would you change, or what would you add or remove from your life? Okay, so definitely that you would remove, okay. Okay. Okay, good. Well, it is very good that you can already pinpoint out specific things that you would like to change about your life. I mean, therapy is not about some kind of mental coaching where you turn into the best version of yourself. It's about being kind to yourself and trusting the process, which is sometimes slow. You cannot leave your first therapy session as a completely changed person. But I am here to offer you tools to work towards a more positive life, a situation where you feel more content and less stressed, anxious, sad. So, how would you describe your overall mood during the day? Does it vary a lot, or does it stay the same? person that comes into therapy in their first few sessions, they are expecting something different. And I believe, you're paying me to help you achieve positive goals as quickly as possible, but sort of the magnitude of those changes, as well as the time frame in which you would like them to happen, is different for everyone. So just tell me a little bit about the goals you would like to be working towards with me. So you understand? Okay. It's good to know that. It's extremely good to know that, so that I can plan out our sessions, keeping that in mind. So, in order for me to help you as best as I can, it is the more you tell me, the more I'll be able to help you, since I'll understand your nature, your character better. So, let's just start with you telling me about the people around you. It can be family members, it can be friends, co-workers, whoever you feel like are relevant to the way you feel, the way you live your life. Okay, so your aunt has been important to you. So after that, you've been okay. So they move abroad, and then have you been keeping in touch with that person, or not so much? Okay. How about any siblings? A brother, okay. Okay, that is very interesting, the way you just described your parents. Do you feel like that is something you'd like to discuss further, the relationship you have with your parents, or is that something we'll maybe in another session? I completely understand. I want you to set the pace for this. We don't want to go too fast, too slow, however you want it to. Okay. Now how about love in your life? Are you currently seeing someone? Did you just, it's important for me to know if you just came from a long relationship that ended, or... Okay, so you've been... yeah. And how do you feel, how did that relationship affect who you are right now as a person? Not much. Did it completely change you? Do you feel like it left you with baggage that you haven't been able to get rid of? So, okay. After the breakup, did you have the people around you that we just talked about, your aunt, your best friends, your brother, anxious and depressed when you are with other people, or is it more so when you are alone with your own thoughts? I mean, would you consider yourself an introvert or an extroverted person? Okay, so by yourself, again, it's, yeah. Okay. Could you maybe point out a specific situation where you felt frustrated, having everything piled up inside you, since you said that you typically handle these kinds of emotions by yourself and not with other people? Or maybe in a positive way, if anything comes to mind, where you have been able to open up to other people and find the courage to just let everything out. With a counselor, okay. A social worker, yes. Yes, it is for some reason sometimes easier to open up to a complete stranger in a train or at a bar, with someone you've just met, because you feel like there is a connection between you two, but then you also aren't required to meet that person ever again. You know, and yes, people go to therapy as well, just talk to someone who is in the part of real life to get an outsider's point of view, which is completely valid as well. And not wanting to open up to the people that are close to you is in no way a selfish act. It is simply an expression of your personality. So, how do you see yourself in at the end of our sessions? So once we've sort of maybe had 5 to even 10 sessions, that will be maybe in 6 months. And about that time, what are the biggest changes you would like to see happen in your personality? Not maybe so much, but in your life. Yes. So it's what you mentioned earlier. So